Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and do a re-review of the Blessing 2 to go from there. I've actually listened to these a little bit longer, and so some things have kind of come up, and I think I've changed my opinion on a lot of things. So I'll kind of give you my thoughts on the Blessing 2 and to go from there. I think overall, when I first had the Blessing 2s, I was euphoric. I was just like, oh my god, this is like so amazing. Like, this is actually like living up to the hype. There's so much detail. And even to this very day, like, I agree, like, there is like so much detail with the Blessing 2s, and I was absolutely floored. However, as time went on, I began to notice there's quite a few flaws with these headphones that make it hard for me to like wholeheartedly recommend them. So I'll kind of give you my thoughts and to go from there. So when I first tried them, I actually was using the stock ear tips. And the stock ear tips are actually comfortable for a short amount of time. And after about a couple hours, it starts to kind of really dig into the ear a little bit. So it gets less comfortable. And the irony is that there were a lot of ear tips that people recommended. And what I would find is that they would negatively affect the sound. And it was only... So as a point of reference, I went through and I researched, and there were some recommendations on like what they recommended. So some people recommended the Asla Sedna MS, and then they recommended the Asla Sedna Ear Fit Lights. They recommended the Spin Fits. They recommended the Shure Olives were from before for when I was looking at the ER2XR. Same with these. They recommended Complies. And there were two others that I wanted, and they also recommended, someone actually, this is crazy too, someone actually recommended the Final Audio ones, and I have no idea how the fuck they managed to get that to fit, because there's no way, like literally there's no way that these would fit, and they were saying like these, like I was looking at them like there's no way that could fit, but they managed to make it work, so I have no idea how the hell they did that. So as I was actually going through these, I noticed a few things with the Spin Fits, and I don't have the other one, but I actually have another set of Spin Fits over there as well. They fit really comfortable and very easily. They immediately went on there, but I would find that the sound would suffer. It just didn't have as much bass. It was like, I guess it just wouldn't go in the ear all the way, so it didn't have a good seal. I would find that with the... and in the end, what happened was... I eventually settled on, and I have no fucking idea how the hell I managed to make it actually fit. It was like work, but I managed to make the Asla Sedna MS fit into these, and it was like work. Like I had to kind of angle it and then kind of put it in, and now I would say it sounds pretty good and it's pretty comfortable. But even now, these are not headphones that I can wear for extended periods of time. I would say after about 2 to 3 hours, it starts to get uncomfortable. So that's the one big knock I see with these headphones, is that they are, in my opinion, very uncomfortable. And I think my ears are kind of like more on the smaller side, so that's probably why. But the other thing I want to mention too as well is, now here we're going to get into really subjective territory. So in the past, I was like reading some reviews, and some people were actually making parallels to like the HD6XX, and having heard these side by side, like no way in hell are they like even comparable. They're not even comparable to the HD600s. And I'm going to talk about a set of headphones that I think it actually sounds more similar to, and I realize it's going to cause a lot of stir, but it's just my 2 cents. So what I can tell you right now, it sounds nothing like the HD6XX. The 6XX is much more warm by comparison, and I think it's actually, yeah, I would say these are in no way even similar to these two. I also was checking out I recently got these. These are the Sundaras, and I really love these headphones. I'll actually do a review on these later. But obviously, yeah, there was nothing in common with those either. Ironically, these headphones, the more and more I listen to them, and I know this is going to get a lot of flack, these started to remind me of the Sony MDR 7506s, which is, in my opinion, I actually think they are pretty similar in the sense that, like, the Sony MDR 7506 is touted as a neutral headphone, but it actually is very bright, and it can be very sibilant at times, and it's going to pick out every single thing in your audio. And that's what I started to notice about the Blessing 2. Is like I would just sit there and I was listening to bits of audio, and like areas would be sibilant. You would hear like a lot of areas where just like, oh, that's really harsh. And it's because these are actually picking those out. So the debate is whether that's actually how the audio is, but what I can tell you is I never had that when I was using the 6XX or the HD 600s. So these are not warm. And they're not meant to be warm, but I don't think these are truly, truly neutral. I think these are more bright. Like, I think they're kind of like the 7506s, a little bit more bright. And I think what I can say is, for my purposes, and the reason why I bought these was actually for that purpose. I wanted something that I could bring on the go, that I could use to fix my voiceover, like for checking for plosives, sibilants, things exactly kind of what I do with like other headphones I have. Except that it fits in the palm of my hand. And I think in many ways it does that. But what I can say is I can't rightfully recommend these to anyone else who is actually looking to enjoy music. I would say get the Blessing 2 Dusks instead. I mean, hands down, don't even bother with getting these. Get the Dusks, because the Dusks are actually going to give you more sub bass, a little bit more bass. It'll be warmer, and it's going to actually chill out those sibilant areas, and it's going to make it, in my opinion, I think it's just a far better headphone if you're looking for enjoyment. But if you're looking for something where you'll often see this, like if you look on Audio Engineering Reddit, and like they're always like, it happens all the time, like, are there any IEMs out there that I can use for mixing? Are there any IEMs I can use out there that's neutral, that's going to be really good for voiceover? These are it. These are actually, in my opinion, it. Like, this is, like, I can see this being a really useful tool for that. And I was actually going through, and I'm like listening to music, and it's the first time I'm like, holy shit, like I can hear plosives. Like I can hear, like, in that song, like I can hear plosives. Because this is actually pointing it out, where I'm like, oh my God, that part of that song is sibilant. So that, if I ever go to my own recordings, I can go and fix things. So yeah, that's all I really got to say. In general, like, those are my overall thoughts. And overall, again, I think these headphones are actually really amazing and have really great detail. I just think that you can do a little better and just get the Dusks. And I don't see how, for the majority of the people who are considering these sorts of IEMs, why they would get these. Just get the Dusks. And I realize that the Dusks, they cost $10 more. It's worth it. I realize the Dusks require a longer shipping time. But as I look back, I think I would recommend it as well. And that's just my 2 cents, because like I said, I think they remind me too much of the 7506s, which is, it's a tool. It's not for enjoyment, right? And that's just my 2 cents. So yeah, all right, you guys have a good one. All right, bye.